Here we have the Baltic Blue pothos. Similar to the golden pothos or any of the other devil's ivy or pothos that you might know and love already. This particular one is well known to get the nice big splits. When the leaves mature, they get splits along kind of like a philodendron, like a monstera. Those are really well known for their splits, but this one will do it as well under the right circumstances. So let's talk about that for a second. They're going to do best in a bright light scenario. Like many pothos, they can survive a medium or even a lower light scenario, but the main reason people grow this plant is to achieve that mature leaf, and that mature leaf is only going to come with bright light. So we want to make sure this plant is getting a nice wide view of the sky. An east-facing window is going to be really good for these because you'll avoid burning them in afternoon sun. That's not to say you can't put it in a south or a west-facing window, even a north-facing window. But oftentimes our south and our west-facing windows can get really hot. So if you put it right in the windowsill, you have a chance of possibly burning the leaves, and we don't want that. So if you're going to put it in a window that you know is really hot, back it off a couple of feet. Still maintain a nice bright area, a nice wide view of the sky for the leaves. If you don't know what I mean by nice wide view of the sky, I definitely recommend checking out our lighting videos here on YouTube. But a nice wide view of the sky nonetheless, but we're just wanting to avoid that leaf scorch that can happen when afternoon sun is hitting these guys. If you have had success growing other pothos, this is going to be very similar. During the spring and summer months, we let these dry out about 25% between watering. So about a quarter of the soil is drying out, and then we're giving it a really good soak. During the fall and winter months, you're going to see this plant slow down in growth. You might see no growth at all, and that's perfectly normal. But during that time, we let it dry out a little bit further, closer to 50% in between watering. Now, you'll notice if it goes a little bit too far, the plant will wilt, just like any other pothos and just like most leafy plants. So if you recognize that, give it a good drink of water and it'll perk right back up. Like I said, this is a trailing plant, but it is an epiphyte like other pothos. It does prefer to climb upward, so we do need to give it that structure in order to achieve those mature leaves like we were talking about earlier. We like to repot these plants about every 2 years, or when the roots are coming out of these bottom drainage holes here. I like to use a 1-to-1 ratio of houseplant soil mixed with cactus soil, especially if you're going to put this in a lower light scenario. The more drainage, the better. That's going to help the plant dry out faster. As far as fertilizing goes, these plants will respond really well to fertilizer. Just a general houseplant fertilizer is going to do really well. Liquid soluble or granule will be perfectly fine. Whatever is available to you locally, just use it as directed on the packaging. But that's going to do it for the care instructions for the Baltic Blue pothos. If you already grow this plant, I want to know how you do it in the comments below. Other than that, you can always ask your questions there as well, and I'll do my best.